Mayor, let's talk about this a little. You gave us a kind of overview there, but
Yeah.
From your 6-7 months on the ground in Afghanistan, what is the biggest lesson? Maybe it's a little one, but you know, a specific one. But the biggest lesson that you would take into the Oval Office should you become Commander-in-Chief?
Well, one of the biggest, actually, is aside from the foreign policy and security matters, is just the experience of coming to know and trust Americans who are completely different from you. Part of my job was driving or guarding vehicles when we took vehicle movements outside the wire, either around Kabul or occasionally between Kabul and Bagram. And when somebody got in my vehicle, they did not care whether I was a Democrat or Republican. They did not care what country my dad immigrated from or whether I was going home to a boyfriend or a girlfriend. They wanted to know if I had studied the route and knew how to look out for IEDs, and if I had chambered around in my M4, and if I knew what to do if something happened to us. And that kind of trust that we built, people of different ages and races and definitely different political views. Some of the folks I served with might be watching right now. That kind of bond is something that I wish more Americans had, but I don't think you should have to go to war in order to have it. It's one of the reasons why I think national service, at a time like this where we're so fractured and divided, would do a lot of good. Yes, military, but perhaps also more opportunities in the Peace Corps or AmeriCorps, different service year opportunities that young people can have here in the U.S. to thicken the fabric. The other thing that I learned while I was abroad is even during these challenging times, at least my deployment, of course, was before this presidency, but how much respect people have for our country. I really could feel that when I walked into a room, especially on a ISAF headquarters base where you had people from every country in our coalition, that flag that was on my shoulder represented a country that was known for keeping its word. Even our enemies viewed us that way. And however imperfectly we've upheld our values, I could feel how important that was to our safety, as important as my body armor. And when I read reports that the president is considering pardoning or even preemptively pardoning war criminals, even after they have been tried by a jury of their peers, meaning that other U.S. service members in a legal proceeding determined that they had committed crimes, that is undermining the foundation of American moral authority, and I think in the long run, that is putting troops at risk.